Hey everyone, welcome to Keto and Crime. This is a special in between the week video. I do apologize as I was feeling really under the weather over the weekend, but I did want to get a couple of videos out to you during the week, even though they won't be my normal in-depth videos. I will have the 𝗍𝗿𝗀𝗀 parts 1 and 2 for you this weekend. Promise. But there was a couple of documentaries I wanted to review one of them's available now on YouTube, and that's the one I'm going to be talking about today, and one is actually dropping on St. Patrick's Day on Netflix. So I'm going to be getting, and they're both true crime related, though both in the white collar genre of true crime, but I happen to love white collar, and I know there's some of my people out there that do as well. So I'm going to be reviewing both of these documentaries and kind of giving you the heads up on some good things to watch if you're still in quarantine. So with that being said, let's get into Juice, the Slave Circle, here on YouTube by Precision Independent Media. Precision Independent Media is a small independent media company based in the Midwest that has a huge channel here on YouTube, and their documentary that I'm talking about was actually released about 2 years ago and has had almost over 500,000 views. It's really good. This gentleman and his crew do a fabulous job on not only this particular documentary, but a lot of other documentaries they have on their channel as well. There's one about the rise and fall of Gary, Indiana that I found very interesting if you're kind of a history buff, but we're concentrating on this one. It's called Juice, Exposing the Slave Circle. And this is Precision Independent Media's YouTube page. As you can see, they have lots of stuff here, all related to this Slave Circle documentary, which I believe is their most popular documentary to date. And they've been doing a series of interviews of people that were involved in them. So it's a whole great lineup of great educational materials to kind of expose the scam. He also does like local music in the Indiana, Illinois area. Here is the actual documentary, Juice. It's definitely worth your look. This is also a very good documentary that I really loved called Stagnant Hope about Gary, Indiana, because my wife is from Chicago, and anytime we drive through Gary, she will not stop. I don't know why. She's just scared of that area. I guess it's a pretty bad area, but after I watched this documentary, I have a better understanding of what Gary, Indiana is all about. But this is a great educational channel on scams and just Americana in general. So I'm glad I found it, and I wanted to introduce you guys and girls to it. So give them some love from Keto and Crime and Keto and Crime community. Thanks a lot. And I bet you're wondering, Tracy, what's the Slave Circle? Well, in our videos, we do a whole lot of discussion about cults and scams, particularly like multi-level marketing. I think we all know what that is. Those are your 𝗟𝗏, your Avon, your Mary Kay's. And I know there's a lot of people out there that will argue with me and say, well, those aren't really scams. But yeah, in a lot of ways, they are. And I don't think I need to kind of argue that point. But there's one, in my opinion, that's even worse because it is half cult, half MLM, and it's known as 𝗍𝗿 Corp, too common in the genre of scams, but it actually goes by the term Smart Circle. Is its actual name, even though a lot of people have deemed it 𝗍𝗿 Corp, because that's exactly what they are. They the devil. So basically, have you ever been in Costco or Walmart or Sam's Club, any big box kind of store, and you know those people? Now, I'm not talking about your normal people like in Costco that are handing out samples. Don't get these people construed with this. The people that are just offering you a bite of a chicken fillet and then showing you where you can buy them in the store. Not talking about those people. I'm talking about the people that kind of walk into your space and kind of tell you to check something out, hand you to it, and then they kind of lure you over to their area, and they begin to do kind of like one of those as seen on TV sales pitches to you.
Here with an amazing new product, you gotta see it to believe it. It's called the Ding King. It's the do-it-yourself dent and ding remover with professional results. What do you do when you get a dent or a ding in your car? Up until now, you either had to drive around that way or spend hundreds of dollars to have it fixed. Not anymore. The Ding King gives you the power to remove that dent or ding in minutes, and you do it yourself. Here's how it works. Simply apply this
to try to show you what a great deal this product is, and that this is something you can't pass up because they're only here for a short time. You'll immediately be able to tell the difference between these people and somebody just trying to give you a sample of some chicken. So that's kind of what this gentleman is exposing in this documentary. This is a whole line of different types of marketing jobs, public relations jobs that kind of revolve around this smart circle, which is a kind of a circle of different companies. There's several of them. I'm going to insert a chart here. But anytime you see anything like blue chip marketing, 𝗏𝗏𝗀𝗀, anything like that is going to be involved in this. And what it is literally a multi-level marketing scheme where you are kind of taunted in with the promise of one day owning your own business, your own office. But really what you're doing is demonstrating products in big box clubs or going door to door selling things like home security systems or even natural gas services, direct TV, any of those things where people go door to door and try to convince you that your current provider is not adequate. You need to sign up with this. Those would be considered part of this type of scam, and the people that work for them are paid practically zero. They're basically paid on commission based on what they sell, which isn't a lot, but they continue to bring people in. And how do they do that? With deceptive marketing. Let's take a look. So anytime you see a job ad, and their most popular types are things like PR assistant, marketing assistant, advertising assistant, a junior sales executive. Anytime you see those types of ads where they're pretty nondescript and they don't really tell you what the job is because it's, selling stuff door to door or selling stuff in a Sam's Club, they don't want to tell you that. And it takes you to a very nondescript Facebook page like this one. This is one of the worst. They are part of the 𝗙𝗶𝗀𝗀𝗃 Corp. With very generic memes on it with not a whole lot of information, pretty much not a whole lot of interaction, even though they have a lot of likes because they usually require all of their employees to like them. They require them to go on and kind of give them good reviews on Glassdoor and things like that, kind of nondescript about exactly what they do, in-store demonstrations. They might talk about it as a marketing consultant for live events. These types of jobs are to be suspect because I guarantee you when you get there, it's going to be more of a cattle call interview. Your first round interview is going to be in this nondescript office with not a lot going on, with a very harrowed manager that's just trying to run their office. And then your second one's going to be either in a Costco or a Sam's Club or inside a store. So anytime you apply and it seems fishy, it probably is. So just beware. This is only one of many companies out there. 𝗏𝗏𝗀𝗀 is the one that usually pushes like Dish Network, Direct TV, all of that good stuff. They even sell like low-income cell phones and Dollar Generals. Yeah. So anytime you see anything that's kind of a nondescript marketing company, whether it says 𝗏𝗏𝗀𝗀 or Smart Circle or blue chip marketing, anything that's kind of nondescript, run, because all of that stuff is pretty bad. Now, if you want ads like that, avoid them. Avoid them at all costs because they're usually not a real job. They're not anything where you're going to actually be a success. You don't necessarily have to pay to join these things, but they will make you all kinds of promises. And they usually will put out the same job post under a myriad of different titles, such as PR, marketing assistant, virtual assistant, and they'll all go to the same place. these little local businesses that operate out of strip malls or small indescript offices where it's just a bunch of people churning in and out. I'm sure you may have even been on one of these interviews when you were very young, because that's what they target. They target young people to get brought into these dead-end opportunities. And so that is what this gentleman, because he actually worked for one of them in Chicago for about 15 months, is exposing. And he does an absolutely stellar job breaking it down. I don't want to, jump on his wagon and kind of give it away, but I think it's worth 90 minutes of your time to check out this documentary. Plus, he already has a line of accompanying interviews that go along with this this documentary, where he interviews different people that are even still in the business or have just gotten out of the business, that really break it down, what actually goes on there. And it's something that you can not only educate yourself with, so you don't get sucked into this, but especially if you have kids or grandkids, nieces, nephews, cousins, friends, children that are in the college age bracket, this is something you want to warn them about. You don't want their first job experience to be with a scam company. I mean, it's easy for them to recognize things like Little Row, Amway, but these things make themselves sound very legitimate, and it almost sounds like a legitimate job selling additional products, either door to door or in a big box store. So you can see how a lot of young and very promising young people can get sucked into this, and in the end, they work you constantly with very little return on your time, very little pay, and they literally suck the life out of you. So that's the reason I'm so grateful to Precision Independent Media for doing this documentary and exposing it. That's something I just recently found, so I wanted to let you guys know about it, because I think a lot of these companies are based outside the U.S., so they get around a lot of laws, but it's something you need to be aware of, and I hope one day they become a crime, and it becomes illegal here in this country for any of these things to operate. So anyway, I give this documentary 2 thumbs up, and I think it's very much a great watch. It's free here on YouTube, so go over there, watch it, watch the ads, give him a little bit of love, and let him know that Keto and Crime sent him. Maybe I can get him to come on the channel and do an interview. That would be great. But anyway, I just wanted to make you aware of some great true crime related content out there that you might not be aware of. And I will be back very soon with a review of the new Netflix documentary that drops on Wednesday on the college admission scandal. So I'll see you then. Until next time, Keto and Crime.